One of Iran's most important naval assets, previously the biggest in its fleet, IRIS Kharg, has caught fire and sunk in the Gulf of Oman. The fire reportedly broke out in the engine house on June 2nd at around 2:25 a.m. local time, and the ship sunk around 20 hours later. All efforts to put out the blaze failed. The crew battled the fire with only 33 injured and no deaths, but could not save the ship. Only the sea could extinguish the flames at the end. A spokesman from the Iranian Navy said the fire was so intense that half the ship's hull melted and broke off. The cause of the blaze is still under investigation. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why the sinking of IRIS Kharg is a great loss for Iran. Let's get into the details. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. If you are, like us, fascinated by military vehicles and technology, I recommend you give War Thunder a try. It's a military vehicle combat game which you can download and play for free on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. It has a huge variety of more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s, which you can take to battle on land, in the air, and at sea on more than 80 theaters of war. War Thunder's been kind enough to offer all Defense Updates viewers a special bonus, which will grant you a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account time for registering using our link in the description below. So take the plunge and join more than 20 million players from around the world. The IRIS Kharg was a modified OI-class fleet replenishment oiler of the Islamic Republic or Iran Navy, named after Kharg Island. Built by Swan Hunter in the United Kingdom and launched in 1977, it was delivered to Iran in 1984. Kharg was Iran's largest naval vessel based on tonnage until the launch of MacLeod in early 2021. Her design is described by Jane's Fighting Ships as incorporating some of the features of the class and fitted to carry dry stores and ammunition in addition to fuel. Kharg displaced 11,242 tons with standard load and up to 33,544 tons when fully loaded. It had a gross tonnage of 18,880 and a deadweight tonnage of 9,517 tons. According to Jane's, the vessel was 207.2 meters, or 679 feet 9 inches long, had a beam of 26.5 meters, or 86 feet 11 inches, and a draft of 9.2 meters, 30 feet 2 inches. The power generation system was designed to produce 7,000 kilowatts electricity and to provide 20.04 megawatts, or 26,870 horsepower. The ship was capable of reaching a nominal top speed of 21.5 knots, that's 39.8 kilometers per hour, or 24.7 miles per hour. It was armed with a single 76mm naval gun manufactured by Italian defense company Ottomolara. Kharg was also equipped with 4 USSR 23mm anti-aircraft autocannons arranged in 2 twin mounts, as well as 2 12.7mm heavy machine guns. Her crew consisted of 248 officers and men. Kharg had a helipad with twin hangars, giving her sufficient capacity to accommodate 3 helicopters. The International Institute of Strategic Studies, IISS, classified Kharg as an AORH, in other words, a fleet replenishment oiler with replenishment at sea RAS capability and hangar. Only 2 other Iranian vessels are capable of conducting RAS operations: the Bushehr and the 230-meter or 755 feet long MacLeod, which was commissioned in 2021. An assessment published by Stratfor in 2014 mentions that Kharg was an essential long-distance blue water asset for the IRIN because of her ability to extend the range of Iranian warships. adding that without this vessel, the small number of Iranian frigates would be unable to embark on extended deployments without consistent and frequent port visits along the way. Eric H. Arnett, a project leader at Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIPRI, commented that Kharg could provide extra operational flexibility for the Iranian fleet, and her capacity to carry large and heavy helicopters like Sikorsky SH-3 Sea King could improve the anti-submarine warfare capabilities of the naval group it belonged to. While the cause of the fire is unconfirmed, as of now there's a precedence that indicates that there's a possibility of hostile action. IRIS Kharg's loss comes at a time when there's been a series of explosions aboard other ships in the Gulf of Oman, although so far none have sunk. Iran and Israel are apparently engaged in targeting each other for some time now. There are reports of Israel's special forces conducting covert attacks on Iranian ships carrying oil as well as ammunition to Syria, where it's supporting Bashar al-Assad regime. As per the Wall Street Journal, Israel began this campaign against Iranian shipping in late 2019 and has since targeted at least a dozen ships with weapons, including naval mines. In April this year, MV Savitz, widely believed to be a mothership for the country's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, was also hit by an attack in the Red Sea. The ship is thought to have been used to assist Houthi rebels in Yemen and used for different types of clandestine operations in the region. Iranian officials suspected the attack had been carried out by Israel, yet did not immediately blame any party. On the 7th of April, the New York Times reported that Israel notified the U.S. that it was responsible for the attack on the Savitz. This is the third warship lost since 2018. Loss of IRIS Kharg is a setback for Tehran's global ambitions. The vessel was an important asset for Iranian plan to operate beyond the Middle East. For example, when Iranian warships sailed to the Mediterranean in 2011, Kharg was a key part of the group. In 2014, when Iran said that it was sending warships to the Atlantic, Kharg was deployed. Since Iran doesn't operate nuclear-powered vessels, IRIS Kharg was essential for any long-range mission. Kharg also acted as a training vessel, carrying 300 to 400 naval cadets. At the time of the accident, Kharg had 400 cadets aboard that were set to join in a training exercise with the Russian Navy. Since Iran has a modest shipbuilding industry, it's unlikely that they can build a replacement very soon.